Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace if you're new here, and this is the Rusty Thicket. I am a watercolor artist, but today I'm really excited to finally get into Copic markers. I finally looked it up, and that's how you're supposed to say it. Copic. So, there you go. I have never played with these besides maybe one or two little markers at a time. Like, I think I picked up a couple at Michael's one time. So essentially they are alcohol inks, but I figured, you know, when in Rome, which they are a Japanese brand and product, and I'm in Japan, and finding them in these really awesome sets are super easy here. These are the Chow line. They're like the, I don't know if you can really tell yet, but they're like the skinnier one. They have a double end on them, and they're actually technically for children. They have holes in the tops of their caps so that if a child swallows them, they can still have a passageway for breathing. So I thought that was really cool, something else I learned. But I did pick these up for $199, sorry. But I did pick these up for 19,958 yen, and that very roughly translates to $144.12 right now for the exchange rate. So this is not the most expensive line that you can get. I don't know the names of the other ones, but they come in two other kinds of markers that I can remember seeing. There's like your big fancy $300 box one, and then there's like a middle of the road one, and then you can also get the smaller sized boxes. If you're here in Okinawa, I actually picked these up at Green Note, which is a really awesome stationery store that I have mentioned before. But yeah, so this is technically a whole unboxing, and then we are going to fill out the little card thing because it's got all of the colors listed, and then you go through and you swatch each marker. So we're going to do some of that, and then at the end I'm going to go through. I made a little practice sheet because I really wanted some like practical application things for it where I could go in and use those markers and then record them in the boxes below. So this is going to be on my Etsy shop, so if you'd like to support me, it's only $1 for a digital download, and you guys are welcome to either do this along with me, or you could maybe, you know, print this out later and try it with other markers, or maybe give it to your kids as like a little coloring sheet. It's whatever you'd like to do with it, but they're only $1. They're on my Etsy shop. It's going to be in the link in the description box below, so make sure you guys check that out for me. All right, but we're going to start with unboxing and doing the color swatches. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut this open, and I'm just going to kind of take a peek at all the markers, see how this little box is made, because I like when things come in their own reusable packaging. That means I don't have to buy a pencil case, even though I really like them. And there they are, all in their glory. So the box is really cool. It comes with these little divider pieces that sit in the bottom and in the top to keep them nice and neat, which I can appreciate. It looks like that when you put them on top. And then that way they are where they should be when you go to put your lid on, so that it is super, super neat. I'll probably put a rubber band or something because I'm going to like to lay these flat in my organizing bin that I have all my art supplies in, but otherwise, really nice clear acrylic. I know that you can buy these separately, so if you go in and you buy a bunch of individual markers, and then you decide, you know, you want a nice case to keep them in, they sell the acrylic boxes separate. I don't know if they're actually by Copics brand or not, but I know that at Green Note, you could do that and basically create your own sets. So let's get into making some swatches. All right, so these are all filled out. They're obviously not perfect, and obviously I also don't have the entire line of markers because this is a pack of 72 and there's over like, I'm sure there's well over 100 markers in the entire line. I'm incredibly excited about trying to get them to blend out, but now that all the cards are filled out, I really know how to select them for the stuff that I've got coming up in my little practice sheet. So this is just regular computer paper. This Copic paper seems to be a bit more like cardstock, but as far as surface area goes, they're very similar. So I think it's going to be okay to just use regular computer paper. I'm hoping that my lines don't end up smearing too much. But the reason I've got multiples of each is if I start out on one, I can kind of refine it on the next one if I don't absolutely love the way that it turned out. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with the pumpkin. Actually, no, let's start with the leaf because I pulled out some markers specifically for it. So I really like, I haven't tried the chisel tip yet, but I really do like the brush tip. So I'm gonna go from a yellow into an orange. Into a red. I really liked this apricot color. And this red is gorgeous. It's so vibrant. This is the lipstick. I can really see these two wanting to mix a lot better than the first two. I think, and this is exactly why I wanted to test this out, is that this is just too stark of, like I'm trying too hard, basically. It's too different between each color. So, what if I did... do this yellow, all right, and see how much nicer this one already is. And I think I've also just realized I should probably use the entire color as the base and then go into the last color, because when I do this, I can see a line being created. But when I add the other color on top, it melts back into it much nicer. I think this red is still very too much red. We should probably drop that down. Yeah, see, this would have been a lot nicer here. But I can still sort of blend that out a little bit. These are just a ton of fun. I can see how addicting that could be. You can get some really beautiful stuff. And I mean, obviously, if you guys are watching this, you've probably seen other Copic paint or drawings and things before, because I know I follow a couple people on Instagram and even TikTok. There's a girl that recreates celebrity dresses, and it's amazing. But even see how just between the two of these, knowing the difference between how the markers work together and how subtle you need to have your changes in color for gradients, especially. It's, you know, night and day difference already. And clearly this needs more work, but we've discovered that, you know, that's how we're gonna kind of move forward. All right, so on my pumpkins here, that means I'll probably do, let's not do that yellow, that's a little too much. Let's start with, I'm gonna do the apricot all over and then build off of that, because it's already a really great pumpkin color to begin with. And you know, thinking about it now, I'm really not sure what I would use the chisel side for. I probably should have done those on the cards here, because that makes it a lot more obvious. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's what I use to fill that out, because I didn't even do that over here. All right, so we're going to start with the apricot. I'm actually going to add some yellow on top of that, just to kind of give it a bit more dimension in some spots. Fill that out here. The yellow is very interesting. I feel like it just absolutely soaks into the paper. All right, and then we want to bump it up just a little bit to another orange to get some darker shades in here. I have always wanted to try these, and they look so just rewarding, I guess, when you watch people who know what they're doing with them. Like, because honestly, look at this pumpkin. Because even moving up to this pumpkin from the leaf alone, you can already see the progress being made from learning how they work well together. I do need to get better about this though. And I probably could have started with that yellow. The way that it's peeking through, I really like those, so I'm kind of glad I did it second. All right, and then this is going to be our darker tone, our darkest tone, I think, for the pumpkin itself. And I'm really loving it all through here. And this is mostly for the shading. So like when I go back to, you know, fill in the stem, I won't need a square down here, but I wanted to see how these were going to blend. It was going to be the most exciting part for me anyway, and I knew that, and I was right. But I mean, come on. Like, I've picked these up for, I've had them a little over an hour actually out now, and I'm obsessed. I can see why so many people choose them as a full medium and base a lot of their things around working with these markers, because that's just, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna put this down here. And then later, when I want to know what these are, I can go back to my cards and be able to match them as close as possible to, you know, what I've already swatched before. Alright, yeah, so there we have it. I'm not going to do the whole sheet for the video just to keep it kind of on the short end of things, but I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me figure these out. I mean, I definitely have gotten the hang of it since the very first, you know, try of blending right here, which looking back, I should have known better, but it was really exciting just to kind of play around with them for a change. I love this little sheet. I'll probably download some more if I find them through Etsy and stuff, just to kind of have new subject matter to test on before I start putting stuff in my sketchbook. But I would love to know what you guys think about the little download sheet. So if any of you purchase that, I really, really appreciate it. And I would love to have your feedback on it, either on Etsy or here on YouTube. That would be great. But just let me know what you guys think. Sorry, my phone's going off. But yeah, we'll see you guys back next week. The vlog for June/July is coming up soon too, and I have lots and lots of stuff on it for a change, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. Next week though, I think, is our sticker haul and sticker collection, so I can start doing junk journals again, because I'd love for you guys to see what I've got. So make sure you stick around, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like, and send me a comment down below. Bye guys!